April showers may bring May flowers, but in this edition of This Week in the NPSL, it's May downpours giving way to second half heroics. In a rainy battle of the land of 10,000 lakes, late scoring in each half made for a thriller in Minneapolis, while a monsoon gave way to a second half comeback in New Orleans. In Tulsa, it was a downpour of goals for the home team, and no lightning in Scranton, but plenty of excitement for the homestanding Shock of Electric City. We love a rainy night, but we love another thrilling weekend of NPSL action even more. And it's all next on This Week in the NPSL. Hello again, and welcome to our sophomore edition of This Week in the NPSL. I'm your host, Paul Boron, and this week we will start in the Midwest, where in the North Conference, Dakota Fusion FC has jumped into first on the heels of 2 wins to start the season. Minneapolis City and Duluth FC are giving chase, and they did battle on a rainy Saturday night in the Twin Cities. It took a while to get things going, but in the first half, stoppage time, Isaac Friend is fouled on the Minneapolis City corner, and Martin Brown will step up and take the free kick, and he buries it in the corner, 1-0 City. Second half, Brown looking for more in the 50th minute, but this time he can't put it away. And then things got physical in the second half as well, and the referee was forced to start doling out cards. And how about this bit of skill by Brian Coleman? But ultimately it ends in a harmless shot. Later in the half, Javi Alcantara on that same wing, and this dangerous ball into the box can't be poked home. Duluth FC pushing for the equalizer, and they have everyone going forward, including the keeper, and his header carries over the bar. Final minute of stoppage time, and Molly Lumsden pushes it into the net, and a tremendous road point for Duluth FC, while the home draw gets Minneapolis City into solo second in the North. Let's go to Lansing for Great Lakes action between Lansing United and FC Indiana, and this was all the home team. 18th minute, Rafa Mensing-Un cuts in from the left side and goes far post to open the scoring. 52nd minute, he's looking for more. He is denied, but Pedro Patino is there to clean it up from 25 yards out. And that is just the start of the second half barrage. 62nd minute, James DeCosimo through to Mensing-Un, who beats the keeper to make it 3-0. In the 75th minute, sub Keba Yang beats the Indiana trap, and he drops it far post to make it 4-0. Finally, in the 82nd minute, Herman Bjornsson gets the interception and scores from 30 yards out as Lansing United wins 5-0. Elsewhere in the Midwest, Jacob Love scores in the 76th minute for a Grand Rapids equalizer, while Ann Arbor gets the first of 2 wins this weekend to take the lead in the Great Lakes. In the East, a PK was the difference in the first of 2 Dayton Dynamo wins this weekend, while AFC Cleveland gets goals from 5 different players as they roll. And Dakota Fusion FC gets 2 from Jay Johnson in their win over Med City. So looking at the Midwest standings, first in the North, Dakota leads, while VSLT FC gets their first win of the season to move into third. In the East, Dayton's 2 wins puts them on top, while defending champion Cleveland sits at 4 points. And in the Great Lakes, AFC Ann Arbor has opened up a 6-point lead with their 4-0 start to the season. Michigan Stars' 8-2 win Saturday night now has them at 5 points and in third behind Lansing United. When we return, we head to the Heartland Conference, where Tulsa Athletic has a goal-scoring frenzy in their home opener, where 4 different players each scored a pair of goals. The scoreboard lighting highlights are next. Keep up to date on NPSL with scores, schedules, stats, and exclusive content on NPSL.com. Visit NPSL.com to browse our dedicated ticket platform, read up on NPSL Spotlight, and view the latest episode of This Week in the NPSL. Welcome back to This Week in the NPSL, and time to head to the South region and a battle in the Heartland. You know, Tulsa Athletic lit up the scoreboard last week with a win at Ozark FC. Well, it didn't get much better for Ozark in the return match as Tulsa opened their home season in explosive fashion. Tulsa Athletic welcoming their new Heartland foe to Al Fortune Stadium, and the A's didn't take long to get on the board. 11th minute, a ricocheted corner finds midfielder Joe Garcia, and he puts it in the net to make it 1-0. 22nd minute, and a well-struck volley finds Levi Coleman. He slips it past Adam Holt, and it's 2-0. 3-0 now, and Ozark FC seemingly gets back in the match when Matias Alves gets open on the corner and heads it home. But Coleman, finding space on the right side, curls across to Garcia, and this may be a Goal of the Year candidate as Garcia bicycles it home and celebrates with the Armor supporters group. Tulsa wins 9-1 to go to 2-0 on the year. Atlanta visiting New Orleans on a nasty night in the Big Easy, threatening skies giving way to a downpour. Atlanta led 1-0 after 45 minutes, but in the second half, the Jesters flipped the script. Ryan Reed with a run down the left side and a perfect ball to John Evans, who makes no mistake with the equalizer. Silverbacks had a golden opportunity to retake the lead in the 65th minute as Avery Shepard looks for his second goal of the night, but just misses the target. 76th minute, Jesters with the corner kick, and center back Nathan Heath comes forward and buries the header for the match winner. The Jesters get a massive home 3 points, while despite the loss, Atlanta still has the lead in the Eastern Division. Elsewhere in the South, FC Wichita keeps pace with Tulsa with their 2-0 win, thanks to 2 goals by Derry Corfey. Asheville is just a point behind Atlanta thanks to their 1-1 draw with Knoxville, while Inter Nashville FC jumps to the top of the Southeast West Division and the overall conference as they get goals from 3 different scorers as they blank their in-state rival. In the Lone Star Conference, the Vaqueros ride a first-minute goal by Jesse Miro-Rio to a 3-0 win, while Midland Odessa follows a midweek win with a 3-0 win on Sunday on a first-minute goal of their own by Ricardo Palomino. And in the Sunshine, Beaches FC gets their first win of the season, and you saw the scores. Miami Fusion FC got goals from 5 different scorers to get the victory over their rival, Miami United FC, to climb to within 3 points of them in the Sunshine Conference. Jacksonville Armada U23 is also at 6 points after their 3-0 win Saturday night over Naples. Up next, we head west, where in a battle of Northern California, it comes down to some late heroics for the home team. That is next. MITRE is the official ball supplier of the National Premier Soccer League. Visit www.mitre-usa.com for more information. That's mitre-usa.com. Welcome back to This Week in the NPSL. I'm Paul Boron. We now head west and Golden Gate Conference action. While CD Aguiluchos is running away with first place, there is a playoff battle behind them, and 2 teams fighting for the postseason met Saturday night. East Bay Stompers hosting Sacramento Gold FC at CSU-EB Pioneer Stadium. Stompers get on the board first when Jorge Butron finds room behind the Gold defense in the 30th minute. Jesse Kehoe makes the pass, and Bertrand beats Sacramento goalkeeper John Connolly to give East Bay a 1-0 lead. Sacramento equalizes in the second half. Daniel Cuevas slides down the goal line in the 54th minute, and he's able to sneak the ball past Stompers goalkeeper Marcus Rojas. Cuevas attacks the goal again in the 83rd minute, but this time Rojas takes him down, drawing a yellow card and a penalty kick. But moments later, Rojas is able to redeem himself as he stops the PK by Sacramento's Roberto Mendoza to keep the score level at 1-1. Now just into stoppage time when Tony Rada finds Arturo Gomez in the middle of the field. The left-footed shot from the top of the penalty arc glances off Connolly's fingertips and gives the Stompers a dramatic 2-1 victory that puts East Bay FC right back in the West Region playoff race. Elsewhere in the West, OSA FC gets a pair of second-half goals for a Friday night road victory, while PDX FC gets goals from Brennan Weber and Jacob Young to start their season with their second straight victory. In the Southwest, FC Arizona goes on the road and gets a 2-0 victory to move into first. That's because Riverside Coros was victimized by a 3-goal home victory by Albion SC. And back in the Golden Gate Conference, CD Aguiluchos got a 2-goal performance from Jesus Maldonado and 2 more from Simon Romsley in their 5-3 win. And that win puts them at 22 points and in command of the conference, but you see the bunched up battle for second. In the Southwest, FC Arizona jumps into first place by 1 point, while Orange County's 5th draw of the season Saturday night has them in solo third. In the Northwest, PDX FC and OSA FC each had good weekends to move into the top 2 slots, while FCM Portland is sitting in third. One segment left and we go to the East Coast, where 2 Atlantic White Conference squads square off in New York, while we check in on 2 Keystone teams looking for their first win in Pennsylvania. That's when This Week in the NPSL returns. Soccer Stub is the official ticket provider of the NPSL and powers the league ticket platform. Support live local soccer by visiting www.tickets.npsl.com to find tickets to NPSL matches near you directly from NPSL teams. Welcome back to This Week in the NPSL, and time to turn our attention to the Keystone Conference, where Westchester United has started the season with 2 straight wins. Saturday night in Scranton, the Electric City Shock and New Jersey Copa FC were looking to get their first win of the season. And the homestanding Shock looked to push the pace early. Jared Smalley passes to his brother Brandon, shot off the crossbar. Later, it's Matt Leota crossing to Liam Harmon, finished off by Jared Smalley for the goal. Poor clearance by Connor Hogg leads to a shot by Kevin Vilas, saved by Brian Ehrlich. Ryan Campbell's shot is saved, but Rafael Arujo is there to put it away. Later on, a corner kick by Brandon Smalley and the header by Steve Golding. Was that a handball? Certainly seemed like it could have been. Smalley's shot goes off the crossbar. 90th minute, Jonathan Firmino crossed. Rafael Arujo's shot. Brian Ehrlich with a save. And these two settle for a 1-1 draw, getting a point in their opening match of the Keystone schedule. Meanwhile, in the Atlantic White, the Kingston Stockade playing their 2nd match in as many days, hosting Rhode Island Reds FC. And after an uneventful first half, in the 46th minute off the Pedro Espindola corner, Josh Maley over the bar. 57th minute, great effort by Espindola and a fingertip save to keep it scoreless. Finally, a goal. University of Albany product Pedro Espindola scores his 2nd goal of the weekend off a lovely feed by Michael Creswick. It's 1-0. In the 66th minute, a second caution to Joe Cardoso of Rhode Island, which means the Reds are down to 10 men. In the 77th minute, Matt Kozel converts from the spot for the 2nd time this weekend and doubles the Stockade lead 2-0. So that victory following a 4-0 road win the night before at New York Athletic Club. A great weekend for the Kingston Stockade. Meanwhile, the leaders of that conference, Hartford FC, settled for a draw with the leaders of the Atlantic Blue, Elm City Express. Meanwhile, we mentioned the Keystone leaders, Westchester United. They got 3 goals in the match's final 6 minutes for a 4-0 win over Hershey FC. And in the Mid-Atlantic, Gerald Vargas' lone tally was enough to give Fredericksburg FC an opening 1-0 win. That puts them on top of the Mid-Atlantic. FC Frederick will play their first match this week. We mentioned Elm City Express leading the Atlantic Blue, but the Brooklyn Italians' 2-1 win on the road gets them to within 4 points. And in the Atlantic White, Kingston Stockade's impressive weekend puts them a point behind Hartford FC. And in the Keystone, Clarkston SC Eagles and Junior Lone Star FC each garner their first points with decisive victories. So early on, some teams are starting to take command of their conferences, while others, as expected, are making the races tight and probably will be all season long. And we'll be back next week for more scores and highlights on This Week in the NPSL.